KAEL'S day of hunting, a prehistoric chronicle as dawn broke. The first rays of sunlight pierced through the ancient forest canopy, painting shimmering streaks on the damp earth of the primeval woods. KAEL, a prehistoric hunter with a powerful build, sun-kissed skin, and hawk-like eyes, stretched himself awake. The chirping of birds, the rustling of insects, and the distant gurgle of a stream formed the familiar symphony of morning. For KAEL, these were not just sounds of life, but also signals for a new day full of challenges. He reached for his meticulously sharpened flint spear, its pointed tip reflecting the faint light. A sturdy stone axe hung at his hip, ready for any situation. Today was an important day. Stomachs of the tribe's children needed filling, and the elders required sustenance to endure the harsh winter days. The weight of responsibility rested heavily on the young hunter's shoulders. KAEL signaled to his companions, seasoned hunters with extensive experience, to venture deeper into the forest. They moved skillfully, as silently as ghosts, their every footstep imprinted on the dry leaves with hardly a sound. Their eyes ceaselessly scanned every bush, every mound, searching for even the slightest signs of life. A broken branch, a scratch mark on a tree trunk, or even a stray hair caught on a twig could be a valuable clue. The dense forest suddenly became eerily quiet, signaling the presence of a large prey. The encounter with a vicious wild boar. Suddenly, KAEL halted, spotted a shadowy figure lurking behind a thick cluster of vines. It was a large deer, its reddish-brown fur glistening, its majestic antlers like ancient gnarled branches. The deer was grazing on tender grass, completely unaware of the lurking danger. KAEL gestured to his companions. His face was tense but filled with intense focus. This was a golden opportunity they couldn't miss. He retreated, concealing himself behind an ancient tree trunk, his heart pounding in his chest like a war drum. He aimed precisely, took a deep breath, and hurled his spear with all his might. The spear whistled through the air, followed by a dry thud. The deer bellowed in pain, thrashed violently, and then collapsed, its breath ragged. As they were preparing to drag the deer away, a growl echoed from a nearby bush. A massive wild boar, with sharp curved tusks and menacing red eyes, burst out, snarled, its eyes blazing with fury, likely attracted by the scent of blood. The hunting party immediately took up defensive positions. Wild boars were extremely dangerous, especially when provoked. KAEL swiftly swung his axe, parrying the animal's initial charge. A sharp clank rang out, sparks flying from the stone. Another hunter quickly hurled his spear, but the boar was too fast, dodging it and continuing its attack. KAEL signaled his teammates to surround it, trying to disorient the animal. After several minutes of intense combat, a seasoned hunter found an opening and delivered a fatal spear thrust to the animal's flank. The boar let out a pained shriek and collapsed, blood pooling on the ground. The group let out a sigh of relief, but didn't forget the ever-present danger in the old forest. This was a harsh lesson about the constant threats lurking in the wild. The mammoth hunt. A quest for the brave, they decided to return for the boar later, prioritizing the large deer first. On their way, an unexpected sign made KAEL and his comrades hold their breath, enormous footprints deeply impressed on the soft ground. These were the tracks of a mammoth, the largest and most terrifying creature of the forest. Hunting a mammoth was an incredibly dangerous endeavor, but also yielded the greatest reward, enough to sustain the entire tribe for many days. KAEL signaled his team to spread out, moving in an extended formation to track it. They constantly checked the wind direction to ensure their scent wouldn't be detected by the mammoth. After hours of following the tracks, they discovered a solitary mammoth grazing on foliage in an open clearing near the river. The animal was as massive as a moving hill, with long curved tusks and thick, shaggy fur. This was a huge target, requiring perfect coordination and extraordinary courage. The group gathered, and KAEL outlined the plan. They would use the nearby steep terrain to funnel the mammoth into a natural pit they had previously discovered. KAEL and two of the swiftest hunters would act as bait, attracting the animal's attention. The rest would wait in strategic positions, ready to hurl spears and push rocks from above. With a unified roar, Kale and his companions began to run towards the mammoth, throwing stones and shouting to draw its attention. The colossal elephant immediately lifted its head, its small eyes, though tiny, brimming with rage. Looking towards them, it let out an ear-splitting bellow, stomped its feet, and charged. The ground trembled under its immense weight. Kale and his friends ran at full speed, luring the animal along the predetermined path. As the mammoth approached the pit, the remaining hunters simultaneously hurled spears and pushed large boulders. A sharp spear embedded itself in the mammoth's leg, causing it to lose its balance and slide into the deep pit. The loud thud echoed throughout the forest. The mammoth struggled desperately, but it couldn't escape the natural trap. Joy erupted on the faces of the hunters. They quickly approached, examining their prey. It was a magnificent victory. They worked together to secure the deer with strong leather ropes and began dragging it back to the tribe. The journey back seemed shorter with their jubilant footsteps. Laughter and cheers echoed throughout the forest, dispelling the initial silence. As night fell, the flickering campfire illuminated the radiant faces of the tribe. The savory aroma of roasted deer, wild boar, and especially mammoth meat permeated the air, stimulating every sense. The children cheered with delight, gathered around the fire, waiting for their share of the food. Kale sat quietly by the fire, feeling the warmth spread through his body. He looked at the satisfied faces, the happy eyes, and felt a profound sense of peace. Today he had fulfilled his duty, bringing life and joy to his tribe. Tomorrow the sun would rise again, and life would continue with new challenges and new rewards. Although prehistoric life was fraught with danger, moments like these made every effort worthwhile. In Kale's arduous journey, each day of hunting is not merely a struggle for survival, but a song of unyielding will and boundless love for his tribe. What further challenges will Kale and his companions face in the heart of the wild? Stay tuned to continue exploring the profound stories of prehistoric life. Follow the channel to receive notifications to see how prehistoric man Kale would survive in the dangerous life of primitive times. Kale's stories will bring a lot of useful knowledge and understanding of human history. Thank you for watching all the videos and supporting me in the past time.